This final article then is by the NCFA, which is the National Crowdfunding and FinTech Association of Canada, ncfacanada.org. Tether banned on Canada's first 2 licensed digital currency exchanges. The reason why I think this is important is because Tether is what's known as a stablecoin, and it's used, as a stablecoin. The price doesn't fluctuate. It might go up or down a cent. Okay. And there's one guy who I follow on YouTube as well. His name is Bearable Bull, and he was basically forecasting that the fall of Tether will be the beginning of something big happening. And there's I'm not going to go into too much about Tether right now, but there have been numerous articles, and they've gone through their ups and downs as well. But I'm just going to read through this now, and we might learn something more about the whole situation. So, again, Tether banned on Canada's first 2 licensed digital currency exchanges. A Canadian securities regulator has barred the country's first 2 registered digital currency exchanges from trading Tether USDT. The stablecoin, which is seemingly printed at will and has been deeply linked to alleged market manipulation, is the only prohibited digital asset in the country to date. The Ontario Securities Commission has a history of being tough against digital currency operators. After giving exchanges an April deadline to license their operations, it has been cracking the whip on those that didn't, from Poloniex to KuCoin, OKX and Bybit. Now it has its sights on the world's biggest stablecoin, USDT, or Tether. The Commission has barred Coinberry and Wealthsimple exchanges from offering Tether trading services. The 2 are the first exchanges in Canada to receive an operating license allowing them to offer digital currency trading services across the provinces in Canada. Coinberry received its approval from the Canadian Securities Administrators (CSA) a week ago, allowing it to offer Canadians crypto-based products and services on a regulated platform. It boasts of being the first pure-play exchange to receive the license in Canada. Wealthsimple received the approval first, but unlike its pair, it doesn't allow its users to withdraw their digital assets, much like Robinhood Crypto. Despite receiving the regulatory approvals to serve Canadians, the 2 exchanges will not be able to offer USDT. The stablecoin was the only one listed under prohibited crypto assets, with the regulator offering no reasoning for its decision. Very strange. Banning Tether was justified, and here's why. The ban on trading of USDT has been a long time coming, and the Ontario regulator has taken a step that many other bigger watchdogs should have years ago. Tether's controversies and issues are unending, from market manipulation to shady and unchecked printing of tokens to links with illegal outfits. The stablecoin has it all, and then some. While it could have listed any of these reasons, the Ontario watchdog chose to shy away, with a representative telling one news outlet, "We do not currently plan to introduce new rules specifically applicable to platforms, as platforms are already subject to existing requirements under securities legislation in Canada." One Canadian lawyer was much blunter, however, citing the endless legal battles by Tether and its sister company Bitfinex as a factor for the ban in Ontario. Christine Duhame stated, "With respect to Tether and Bitfinex, the report by the New York AG likely did not provide comfort for the securities regulators, and in the eyes of a government regulator, is likely going to be viewed as high risk." A lawyer who specializes in fintech or finance technologies was referring to an action by Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, on Tether and Bitfinex for allegedly suffering an $850 million loss and covering it up. AG James settled with the two earlier this year, requiring them to cease all activities in New York and to pay close to $20 million in fines. So it turns out there's more to this article. Not too much more. Duhaime added, until some digital currency companies tie themselves to a jurisdiction with transparency and where digital currency holders have rights they can exercise if things go awry, I suspect that they won't be permitted to operate in mature regulatory jurisdictions. At this point, it's incomprehensible that Tether has yet to be made to account for its actions. Granted, the U.S. Justice Department is reportedly investigating Tether executives for alleged bank fraud, which Tether audaciously dismissed as repackaging stale claims as news to generate clicks. However, even with the ongoing investigations, Tether is still trading on every other exchange and clocks the highest trading volume, more than the 4 largest digital currencies combined. That means that people are constantly trading between Tether or USDT and other coins. And if people think that things are going to drop, they will sell their coin and sell for Tether, which will be a stable coin, always have the same value. It's tied to the value of the US dollar. And then if things keep dropping, then they buy in, which is called buying the dip. You buy that at a lower price and you buy more coins, obviously. Sell the high, buy the dip, but I think a safer option for new investors is just to buy continuously as and when it's comfortable to do so, and not with the idea of selling anytime soon, but holding for the long term. And holding in the crypto world, you might see the word HODL or HODL. Basically that was I believe it was like a typo or a mistyping of hold, and it just became like a meme or a thing. So if you ever see HODL, HODL, or hodling, that just means holding your coins for the long term, okay? So Tether is still trading on every other exchange and clocks the highest trading volume, more than the 4 largest digital currencies combined. The company has also taken to its unchecked minting of new USD tokens after a brief hiatus. In August, it printed well over 4 billion USDT, 4 billion coins. As CoinGeek reported, it's not just the printing that's a concern with Tether. There's also the small issue of where the new USDT goes. Insiders have revealed that an overwhelming majority of newly minted tokens goes to Alameda Research and Cumberland, 2 market-making companies with questionable profiles, business partnerships, and leadership. So the problem here with Tether printing 4 billion, it's like them printing $4 billion. It's literally like them just printing $4 billion and having the freedom then to do what they want with those dollars, which is huge money, and which some people are concerned then can affect the markets, and having that freedom, of course, just to print your own currency is ridiculous. Again, this is where regulation comes in and the importance of regulation. So guys, I hope you have learned something from all of this. Thank you very much for being here. Timmy, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and energy and participation. For anyone watching this on the YouTubes, on Twitter, on Twitch. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate you being here. Give a like, share, subscribe, whatever the case may be, a follow, whatever. The important thing for me is that you are here, and I appreciate that. Okay, so 1 second. I see that my okay. I just saw that my page was white there for a second. I believe it's just because I shut down the window. But yeah, thank you very much for being here, and I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be back shortly then to play some chess. Okay, so thank you.